For those of you that have been watching any of my videos know that I've been looking for a good LP tank solution to measure the contents of the tank. Now we had one in our motorhome and it wasn't 100% accurate, but it was close enough. However, in our fifth wheel, we have no such tank monitor. Many of these rigs come with 2 LP tanks. Now the conventional wisdom and the way that most people use it is they turn one tank off and leave the other tank on. And when the first tank is empty, they simply shut that off, open the second tank, and then to take the first tank in and get it filled. Of course, that works well enough in most situations. However, if you're in a place where you don't have any access to LP, and you turn one off, turn the other on, and then you intend to get the tank filled at the next opportune time or when you get home, and then of course you forget about it, and then the next thing you know you're running low on your second tank and you never got around to fill the first one. So that kind of stuff happens, and so this will actually help in that regard because it'll always tell you how full your tanks are. Now I ran across this when I went to an RV rally, and they had it on sale, so I ended up buying it. It was around $99, I think, that I paid for it, and at retail you're going to probably pay a few dollars more, but still, it's not that much of a discount. Now this is made by a company called Mopeka, a division of AP Products, and it comes in several different versions. You can buy a 1-tank version, buy a 2-tank version, or a version with a display unit. Now if you buy the 1 or 2-tank version without the display unit, you can download an app from the Mopeka website, and the app runs on your cell phone, either Android or iPhone, and use the cell phone itself as the indicator, and these tank sensors will transmit Bluetooth to the cell phone. So if you don't want this display unit, you don't need it. And of course they're cheaper that way. Again, this is the most expensive one because this has both tank monitors and display. I think a single tank monitor is around $40 or something like that. And of course, 2 tank monitors without display, probably $80. So I bought this though because I already got enough stuff running Bluetooth off my phone. I bought this version, and this actually is a Bluetooth receiver, so it is dedicated to the tank. You have 2 sensors here, and they are magnetic on the bottom, and the way that they work is you mount these under the tank, and the magnets will hold this to the bottom of the tank, and then the sensor will shoot up through the tank to measure the contents. Now the instructions don't say anything about these, about replacing the batteries, and I have to believe that there is some kind of battery in here. There are, I see, little tabs on the side where you can open these, so unfortunately the instructions didn't say anything about batteries. Maybe I can get a hold of the company and find out. However, this does have a little pull tab for a battery. I do believe has a replaceable battery. So the way this works is you get 3 little rubber feet for each tank, so 6 in all. And what you do is you put the rubber feet on the bottom ring of the tank, which in this picture would be this bottom ring right here, and then set the tank on that with this underneath it attached to the bottom, and there is puts a gap in the bottom so that this thing won't get crushed. And that's basically all there is to it. Now there is some setup with this. You have to turn these on a one-time deal, and we're going to do that next, so we're going to go out and install the thing. I noticed that the LP tank is sitting on 2 pieces of channel, and it's open to the bottom. So even though there's magnets on the sensors, my fear is that it'll fall off, and if it falls off, it's going to fall down on the pavement. So what I've come up with is this 1/4-inch piece of starboard that I just cut, and I'm going to just lift the tank up, set the starboard underneath, and then that way if the sensor ever falls off, it's not going anywhere. So we're going to set these underneath here while we put the sensors in. Well, when I first tried this, I couldn't get this thing to recognize it, but when I talked to the company, you got to push this 7 times, 5 to 7 times. They recommend 7, and then it will read. And actually, it reads 0 empty. If I put it on there and try it, it shows full. Of course, it goes on the bottom. Also, when I talk to companies, these use SEER 3023 batteries, which are fairly common, so the batteries are replaceable. So what I just need to do is lift the tank up, slide that piece of starboard under while I put the tank monitor, so we'll do that next. And the last step is to install the monitor. To check the tanks, you push it once, it goes through a test, and then it shows that it's full. And on this side, same thing. Push them again, turn them off. Although I think they will turn off on their own if I remember reading the manual. Okay, that takes care of that project.